They told you death was the end. But what if everything you've ever believed about what happens next is upside down? Imagine discovering that the most powerful secret of the universe was hidden, not in some distant galaxy, but in ancient manuscripts, that had survived in whispers, waiting for the right moment to shatter your reality. This isn't just another story about the afterlife. It's a challenge to everything modern society taught you to ignore. Maybe you've always sensed that. There's more, something nobody dares to discuss at dinner. Something that makes you question every ordinary moment. The pain of losing someone, the fear of your own last breath, the emptiness left behind. What if that pain is actually a doorway? What if the truth is so different, so liberating, that the world would rather you stay distracted and never look deeper? Today, you'll discover what happens in the first 49 days after death, and why most people are trapped by illusions without even knowing it. This isn't about waiting for answers in some far-off future. If you want freedom, peace, or even a taste of what ancient sages called enlightenment, the path starts right now. And the best part, anyone, yes, even you, can start applying these truths today. So, are you ready to uncover what's really been hidden from you all along? Most people have never stopped to question what truly happens in the mysterious 49 days after death. It's a concept wrapped in ancient wisdom, yet almost no one talks about it at the family table, right? Imagine waking up from your last breath, suddenly separated from your body, feeling as if you've dropped a heavy coat you carried your whole life. This is not just some spooky tale according to ancestral manuscripts, especially the Tibetan Book of the Dead. This is when the real journey begins. Here, the first challenge is to let go, which sounds easy until you realize how attached we are to our comforts. In these first moments, the projection of consciousness is like a lucid dream, but with higher stakes. You're still you, your memories, your desires, your fears, only stripped of the body armor. The wise say, if you've practiced letting go in life, be it through meditation, meaningful self-reflection, or even moments of honest surrender, during hard times you might just catch the express route out of the endless cycle. Funny enough, everyday actions like learning to detach from petty arguments or material obsessions are actually tiny training sessions for this cosmic exam. Yet, very few realize the true secret hidden in these teachings. Freedom from the cycle doesn't come with fancy rituals or dogmas. It comes from preparing the mind, much like a marathon runner preps for the big race. Want an example? Try swapping a few minutes of social media scrolling for a daily reflection journal. Or, better yet, spend 5 minutes before sleep visualizing what it would feel like to let go of everything. As this mysterious journey unfolds, it leads to an encounter far more illuminating than anyone expects. When the 49 days after death journey pushes you forward, something extraordinary happens, the encounter with light. Imagine, in that very instant, being surrounded by a brilliance so intense that words fail to capture its warmth and power. The manuscripts say this is the light of reality, and, believe it or not, it's not there to judge or frighten you. It's like the universe offering a hand, inviting your consciousness to join something vast and timeless. But here's the catch. Most people get scared. Instead of surrendering to this light, the mind begins to play tricks, projecting familiar faces, religious symbols, and childhood memories. These illusions feel safe because they come from our deepest desires and beliefs. It's a bit like mistaking the glow of your phone screen for the sunrise, comforting but not quite real. The true secret here: most souls look away from the light, choosing instead to chase after the comforting mirages created by their own minds. So, what can you do about it while you're alive? Start by questioning what really matters to you and gently challenging your attachments. Next time you find yourself clinging to a belief, try pausing and asking, is this helping me, or is it just a familiar illusion? This tiny practice, repeated daily, trains your mind for that ultimate moment of choice. And as you move beyond these first tests, the adventure only grows stranger, changing you into a space where reality is molded by your own consciousness. Now, if the soul turns away from the encounter with light, it tumbles headlong into the mysterious state known as the bardo. Think of this as a cosmic waiting room, except in the bardo, the rules are written by your own projection of consciousness. Here, your fears and desires don't just sit quietly in the background, they paint the very walls around you. It's as if your inner world becomes your entire reality. No filter, no escape. This is where things get truly wild. The books say that what you experience in the bardo isn't some judgment handed down from above. It's the unfiltered movie of your own mind. If you've carried heavy guilt or anger, these may appear as terrifying figures. But if you've nurtured compassion and forgiveness, even for yourself, the bardo can be surprisingly gentle. The real trick, the true secret, is recognizing that every monster or angel you meet is just a reflection, nothing more. So, how do you train for the bardo in your daily life? One practical step is to observe your emotions as they arise, especially in tough moments. Next time something triggers you, try labeling it. That's fear, or that's just regret. This simple act of naming starts to give you power over those emotions, making the bardo a little less intimidating when your time comes. But before any final decisions are made, there's still one last test, waiting, the ultimate life review that shapes what happens next. Eventually, every soul faces the most honest mirror imaginable, the internal judgment. There's no celestial judge wagging a finger, just you, reliving every joy, every wound you ever caused or healed during your time alive. It's like watching the ultimate replay of your life, only now you can feel everything from both sides. That time you comforted a friend, you'll feel the warmth you gave. That moment you lashed out in anger, you'll taste the sting you left behind. This review isn't about punishment, it's an invitation to deep self-reflection. The 49 days after death are marked by this profound experience, as your consciousness weighs your actions not by someone else's rules, but by the impact you made on others. The more you can forgive, accept, and learn from these memories, the lighter your soul becomes. People who practice empathy daily, really listening, offering help without expecting anything in return, are already preparing for this test without even realizing it. But it's not always easy. Some souls get trapped in guilt or regret, unable to let go of past mistakes. The true secret here is realizing that you are both judge and jury, but also the one who can grant pardon. Want to prepare? Try writing a letter, even if you never send it to someone you've hurt, or forgive yourself for old mistakes. These acts aren't just for peace of mind, now they're your dress rehearsal for the final phase. When the journey reaches its most critical turning point, here's where the true secret really reveals itself. The entire journey of the 49 days after death is shaped by how you trained your consciousness while alive. Forget the idea that rituals or elaborate ceremonies are your ticket to freedom. Preparation comes from mental training. This means practicing meditation, engaging in honest introspection, and seeking out texts that stretch your understanding. Think about starting with ancient works like the Tao Te Ching, or even modern guides on mindfulness. They're more than books, they're toolkits for inner transformation. Society, however, isn't built to make this easy. The distractions are endless scrolling, constant noise, and everyone telling you what you should want. The journey reminds us that clarity only comes when we step away from that noise and look inside. One actionable step: create a daily habit of unplugging, even for just 10 minutes, to sit quietly with your own thoughts. You'll be amazed how quickly the projection of consciousness shifts when you trade external stimulation for quiet reflection. Those who master this practice in life are the ones who recognize that illusions after death and can escape the endless cycle. The 49 days after death aren't just about what happens when you're gone, they're a call to action for today. The more you see through the illusions now, the less power they'll have later. And with each little act of awareness, you bring yourself one step closer to a freedom most people never imagine exists. Now that you've seen the true secret behind the 49 days after death, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Will you keep letting distractions and old habits shape your destiny? Or are you ready to take charge and train your consciousness? Starting today, imagine the difference you could make in your own journey if you started questioning your attachments, practicing daily reflection, and seeing through the illusions of everyday life. What if you challenged yourself for just 1 week, 10 minutes a day of real introspection, meditation, or simply unplugging from the noise? How would your experience of living and dying transform? Do you really want to leave your fate in the hands of chance, or will you choose to master the path that so few even know exists? Your journey doesn't end here, and neither does the chance to change your story. Share your thoughts in the comments. What part of this ancient wisdom resonated most with you? What's the biggest illusion you've noticed running your life? Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications, because this channel is just getting started. Then the next secrets we'll explore will take your understanding to the next level. Are you truly ready for the next step, or will you let the cycle repeat itself again?